In this world of economic instability, when people are seeking some stability, when people are seeking some opportunity, I believe our best days are still ahead. In a world that will demand sustainable energy sources and new technologies, our best days are ahead. In a world that yearns for jobs and for hope, I know that our best days are still ahead. And maybe this is a surprise to some in our province. Maybe it's a surprise to others from outside of our province. But I don't think it's a surprise to you. We have watched what's happened over these last 2 years, this transformation in a short period of time. And so, maybe initially there was some surprise, but I think we've kind of gotten used to the fact that this might be the way it could be for Saskatchewan, year after year, a have province in a leadership position in the country. Let me leave you with this. The first Olympic marathon race was held at the first modern Olympics in Greece in 1896. Most of the runners who entered the race had never run such a distance before, but France and Britain and Australia each had some runners who had run shorter distances very well, and they were favored. They were expected to do quite well. There was also a Greek running, a 24-year-old named Spiro Louis. Louis had virtually no formal athletic training. What he had done since he was a boy was deliver water. Every day he ran alongside of his father's mule cart, up and down the rough, hilly roads, the trails, and the Greek countryside. Many of the same roads and trails that would form the course of that first marathon. When the race began, Louis immediately fell well behind the pace that had been set by the real runners. By the 9-mile mark, he was already 2 miles behind the leader. But one by one, the leaders started to slow down. And while Louis maintained the strong and steady pace he had mastered over all of those years of delivering water, running alongside his dad's mule cart, one by one, Louis began to overtake the other runners until he had passed them all. In those days, of course, there wasn't twittering or text messages or jumbotron, so the 100,000 fans in the Olympic Stadium in Athens had no idea what was happening in the marathon race. And so when Spiro Louis entered the stadium, at first it was a complete surprise. And when, moments later, he crossed the finish line, there was absolute pandemonium. French and British journalists called him a Greek peasant. They wrote stories about how he had come out of nowhere to win. But that really wasn't true, was it? The fact is, he had been getting ready for a very, very long time. He knew how to navigate the rough terrain. He knew how to maintain just the right pace. And when his moment finally came, he was ready, even if it surprised himself. He had been getting ready his entire life. Every day, the people in this room, all of you and the people across this province, you go about your daily lives. You raise your kids, and you volunteer, and you build your business. You go to work. You probably don't think that you are getting Saskatchewan ready to lead our country, but you are. Just like every day that Spiro Louis delivered water, he was getting ready to become an Olympic champion. And you know, just like Spiro Louis, some people are surprised to see Saskatchewan leading the country. And maybe we were at first as well. But we've realized that for a very long time, with amazing resources, amazing people in this province, that we have been getting ready. We've seen the tremendous potential of this province and its people. We've seen the work ethic. We understand it. We know the innovation. We know the determination. We know the compassion of our fellow citizens. That's why we're keeping a strong and steady pace at a difficult time. It's why we will navigate the rough terrain ahead and come out even stronger on the other side. It's why we are moving ahead of some of the other places in our country that have been leaders for a very long time. And it's why, at least today, we're not surprised anymore. But rather, we are determined to ensure, to make certain that this new Saskatchewan, where hope lives and where opportunity lives, is the permanent Saskatchewan, is a Saskatchewan that lasts. And just then, we will believe what others have already observed about this 100-year-old overnight success, that the rest of Canada may want to get used to the idea of being led by such a low-key, unassuming champion as the province of Saskatchewan, your Saskatchewan. God bless our province.